Good morning and welcome to Ouachita Tiger Softball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law. Chris Babb joined by Isaac Bourne for Game 1 of a Saturday doubleheader, Games 2 and Games 3 of this GAC softball series between the Ouachita Tigers and the Harding Bisons. This is not only the first of the doubleheader, but Isaac, on an OSDN note, this is the 100th broadcast of the 2023-24 school year. We're glad that several of you have been around for some of those. If you're just tuning in, we're glad you joined us. OSDN is the Student Sports Media Production Program at Ouachita, and we're glad to bring you Ouachita Athletics. It is Game 2. It was a 8-6 win for Harding yesterday in Game 1 in a very tight game that was changed on one swing of the bat. A grand slam home run from Harding tied the game at 5-5. The two teams went back and forth. Ouachita threatened in the sixth, had the bases loaded and one out, but two tremendous plays in left field from Kaya Lee for Harding preserved the lead and ended up basically leading Harding to the 8-6 win. We're underway and ready to go. Tuesday Melton in the circle for Ouachita. Macy Ham leading off for the Bisons. Mariana Caro, Jordan Cabana will be the three due up in the order. Tuesday Melton comes into the game 3-9 on the season, 5.72 ERA. Melton is a junior from Benton, Arkansas. Ham, one of three left-handed batters in the Harding lineup, batting 1, 8, and 9. And so three in a row once Melton gets to turn the lineup over, but in the middle, six right-handed batters, and the count is 1-1 to the lefty Macy Ham, averaging .413 on the season. This is her 37th start, and she's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit to start things off for Harding. Isaac, this is a Harding team that scored 8 runs yesterday at a very efficient appearance at the plate.
Yeah, Chris, and yesterday was a good day for both teams, actually, with Ouachita recording 12 hits on the day as well. Second most hits for them on the season, but a great Harding comeback in the 5th inning with that grand slam just was barely enough to give them the win in the first game of this 3-game series. And today, going into it, I'm sure that the Tigers want to pick back up right where they left off in the hitting column as soon as they can play defense here.
Harding is aggressive on the base path. You see a stolen base on the first pitch to Caro. A foul ball on the bunt attempt. Harding very aggressive on the base paths. Macy Ham has 22 stolen bases now in 23 attempts on the season. We saw yesterday that Coach Reeves will be aggressive on the base paths, try to force the defense into some errors. They put pressure on Ouachita catcher Aaron Williams early. And now the Bisons have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. That bunt attempt is fouled back to the screen, so the count is now 1-2. Let's set the Ouachita defensive lineup. We've talked about Tuesday Melton in the circle, Aaron Williams behind the plate, left to right around the infield, Kennedy Wilkie at third, Remington Adams at short, Bailey King at second, Lauren Lester at first. We'll give the outfield after this pitch to Caro, the 1-2 pitch, nobody out, runner in scoring possession. Fakes the bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 2. Left to right around the outfield for Ouachita. Caitlin Province in left field, Jordan Merritt in center field, Carly Burrow getting the start today in right field.
And going back to that steal count, with 6 yesterday tying their season high, it's something that the Tigers are going to have to be very intent on stopping today, the steal, with their ability to get to the base paths in different ways.
They will put pressure on you offensively. Carr, the only freshman in the Harding lineup today. Or a 5'6" freshman from Trenton, Texas. Squares around a bunt. Most likely she'll pull that back. The slap hit to the right side and out of play. Foul ball that stays 2-2 with Ham on second after the leadoff single and a stolen base. Tuesday Melton in the circle. This is her 20th appearance, 13th start. 60 innings pitched, give up 90 hits, 71 runs, 49 of those earned. The 2-2 pitch, a pop-up in the infield. Remington Adams drifts back and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And Caro is retired on the P6 for the first out of the inning. Then brings up Jordan Cabana, a 5'9" senior from Fairview, Texas, McKinney High School. Cabana batting .433, leading the way for a Harding team that leads the GAC in batting average. Conference leader in that category. First pitch from Melton, high and outside for ball one.
And you see Erin Williams, the catcher, looking up after just about every pitch because she knows the lethality of the Bison on those base paths.
Lethality. That's kind of like the sun we're going to see on Monday if you look at it straight. That would be lethal.
That is very true.
We do have eclipse glasses with us today. And in game 2, around 1:50, when the path of totality is supposed to hit Arkadelphia on Monday, Isaac and I are going to put on the glasses and see what it would be like to wear them every day. I think it would be just like closing our eyes, but we'll find out. The 1-1 pitch is fouled out of play right to the feet of some fans walking up. He had that one tracked off the bat and stopped just about 5 inches short of taking one off the dome. Almost off the dome. The 1-2 pitch is out of the zone for ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner in scoring position is Ham after the leadoff single and the stolen base. Open stance from Cabana. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball to Adams. The throw across the diamond. Nice scoop by Lester, but they say it pulled her off of the bag. Actually didn't signal that she came off the bag. He just gave the safe call, so can't really tell if the throw that was up the line pulled Lester off the bag or if they said she trapped it. But nevertheless, that Cabana's going to reach on the E6 on the throw. Ham is at third, so now first and third with 1 out, and you expect that Harding and Coach Reeves, as she gives the signs, will try to put some pressure on the Ouachita defense to try to get this run home here in the top of the first. The runner does break for second. The throw, miscommunication for Ouachita. The umpire did call obstruction as Cabana ran into Bailey King at second base. Ouachita had a play on where Williams was going to throw to King and she was going to throw home, but King thought that a different play had been called, and so a little miscommunication there. Ham scores to make it 1-0. And Cabana is at second now with 1 out. And to the plate, Emma Curry. Curry batting .308 on the season. A 5'7" junior from Washington, Oklahoma. 2-0 pitch, ground ball right up the middle. Fielded in center. Here comes the throw home. They're going to wave her around. It was a nice throw, but not in time. So the run scores, and on the throw, Curry advances to second base. So it's an RBI single for Curry.
And the Bison showing that they're not afraid to run the bases in this inning, like we were just talking about earlier, getting 2 runs home on just some very skilled and smart base running there. The first with Ham getting home, and then just right there scoring their second run of the first inning already.
Coach
with
Reeves,
just 1 out.
Sorry, Isaac. Coach Reeves was sending Cabana right off the bat, waved her around. Coach Jeff Jackson, the first-year Ouachita head coach, making his way out to the circle to pulls his infield in to get them on the same page. Talking to Coach Jackson before the game, this team is close. In its first year, you can see glimpses, and at some point, things will start clicking and they'll turn the corner. They're waiting for that point to happen. But seeing Ouachita softball over the last few years, you can tell a difference in some of the little things. It's not going to happen every time, as we saw that miscommunication from Williams to King, but regardless, it is making improvement, and it will click at some point for Coach Jackson and his crew. So 1 on, 1 out. Chelsea Blankenship to the plate for the Bisons, batting .290 on the season. Blankenship, a senior from Hazlet, Texas, VR Eaton High School. She has a runner in scoring position, a 1-1 count. The pitch is high for ball 2.
And even though they're up 2-0 here, the Bison's still aggressive on those base paths, trying to get third here in a game that already looks very favored in the Bison's favor today.
The 2-1 pitch misses low for ball 3. So they've gotten these 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 Ouachita error. 1 out and a runner in scoring position. The 3-1 pitch popped up. Williams will have room to make the catch in foul territory for the second out of the inning. Williams off the bat looked like she thought that ball might have gone to the first base side of the field, but did do a nice job of looking up into the sun and finding the ball and making the catch. Nice hustle from Kennedy Wilkie also from third base to be there as well. Riley Price steps in the box for Harding, the DP today, batting .288 on the season. First pitch she sees is fouled right to us. Thankfully there's a tent because that one was about 6 feet from catching us on the dome. First pitch is fouled out of play. Riley Price, a 5'9" junior from Edgewood, Texas, batting 6th in this Harding lineup today, the designated player. High fly ball into shallow left field in foul territory, but the catch is made by Ouachita left fielder Caitlin Province for the third out of the inning. So Harding does get 2 runs across, 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Ouachita error. There was 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. Harding 2, Ouachita coming to bat. You're tuned in to Tiger Softball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
Go to the bottom of the first inning. Harding 2, Ouachita coming to the plate for the first time. Take a look at the Ouachita lineup. Batting first, Bailey King. She'll be followed by Lauren Lester and Aaron Williams. Those will be the first 3 due up in the first inning. Remington Adams gets the cleanup spot for the Tigers. She had a home run yesterday. Caitlin Province batting 5th. Jordan Merritt 6th. Maggie Huddleston, the designated player, batting 7th. Kennedy Wilkie batting in the 8 hole, and Carly Burrow batting 9th. In the circle for Harding, Sarah Phillips. No record on the season. 0-0. This is her 13th appearance, only her second start of the season. Phillips is a 5'7" freshman from Gilmer, Texas. She has a 2.85 ERA, 19 2/3 innings pitched, 21 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 10 walks and 8 strikeouts. She faces Bailey King in the Ouachita leadoff spot, the 5'2" freshman from Commerce, Oklahoma, batting from the left side, one of 4 left-handed batters in Coach Jeff Jackson's lineup. She squares around a bunt on the first one, takes it for a ball. The 1-0 pitch is fouled behind the plate for strike 1. Isaac, you talked about Ouachita with 12 hits yesterday. 5-1 lead, and the grand slam kind of took the air out of the balloon, so to speak, for Ouachita. But it's a lineup that anytime you can have a season high in hits, you sure want to follow that up with a good day, and that's going to be a leadoff double at least for Bailey King down the right field line. Coach Jackson's going to hold her up, and that's a good start for Ouachita.
One thing to watch with the freshman Bailey King is her speed. She's 7 for 8 on stolen base attempts this year, and she's been one of their most talented base runners of the year, and Coach Jeff Jackson is almost definitely going to try to send her again for another base here just because of her ability to run the bases. But on top of that, you talked about the hitting yesterday, and you just saw some great hitting from the Tigers yesterday with Remington Adams and Maggie Huddleston going for 2 home runs apiece, for a home run apiece for each of them. And they're going to hope that they can do the same thing today in response to the loss yesterday.
5th double of the season for Bailey King. Lauren Lester steps in the box, 255 on the season, the senior from North Little Rock. Bats with a runner in scoring position, down in the count 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, that's a shot down the left field line and foul. But that was a good contact from Lauren Lester on the inside fastball. Lester came up in a big spot yesterday, talked to her after the game, and she some teammates made it over to the Ouachita football scrimmage. That 6th inning when Ouachita had the bases loaded, and 1 out. Really thought they had a chance. A deep fly ball and a tremendous catch from Kyle Lee, and then Lester was the 3rd out with a deep foul ball. There's a ground ball to short, gets under the legs of the 3rd baseman, and Coach Jackson's going to wave around Bailey King. So she'll go in to score uncontested. Lester will advance to second. And so not an RBI from Lauren Lester, but nevertheless it does get Ouachita on the board as she and Bailey King trade places. That's going to be ruled, I would imagine, an E5. And so regardless, Ouachita doesn't really care how they take it. So Lester reaches on the E5. Probably was going to second regardless. And so now Ouachita gets the first batter home in Bailey King. Lauren Lester's at second for Aaron Williams. Fouls that one right back up to us. Clara Beth Hill manning our camera. Most sports, Isaac, we say protect the camera before yourself. Softball and baseball, that's another thing. You get out of the way of that sucker, and that thing was coming in hot. Aaron Williams just missed that one. She was right on top of it, actually right underneath it, but she caught that one right in the sweet spot, and if she's an inch or two in the middle of the ball, this was probably a 3-2 Tiger lead. 1-1 the count now to the lefty Aaron Williams, the senior, 357. Man, she got hold of that one too. That's deep and foul and out of play. That had home run distance.
And what a start to this Ouachita lineup, getting 2 doubles to start off this inning. And now their best hitter of the season, Aaron Williams, with 40 hits on the season, leading the Tigers, just set up for what could be another great play.
1-2 is fouled just over our heads again. So Williams making contact with the first 3 pitches she sees. So Bailey King led off with a double. Lester's at second. It's not going to go down as a double because it was an error on the 3rd baseman. And Harding quickly is going to come out. Assistant coach Bobby Rees making his way to the circle to talk to his pitcher, Sarah Phillips. Isaac, we mentioned it. Phillips, a freshman. This is only her 2nd start. No complete game. She has 13 appearances, so all of those have been in relief. She has 1 start on the season. Only pitched 19 2/3 innings. And Ouachita has come out offensively, pardon the pun, but they've come out swinging, being really aggressive at the plate. The 1-2 pitch to Williams outside for ball 2. Nice plate discipline from Aaron Williams not to go out after that. Tried to get Aaron Williams to chase. She did not, and she stands in the count into the box with a 2-2 count now. The wind is blowing in. The 2-2 count is fouled. That's probably going to get blown out of play. The catcher goes back, and she does have enough room to make the catch just right in front of the net. Nice play by Chelsea Blankenship behind the plate. Isaac, I thought after the bat that was going to come closer to us than stay. Didn't think it was going to stay in the park at all, but nice play by Blankenship.
And a windy day affecting the ball just slightly in the air. And yes, I thought that was coming over our way as well. But here we go with the first out of the inning. Up to bat next, Remington Adams.
Adams had a home run yesterday. She stands in with a runner in scoring position. She's batting .267 on the season. First pitch she takes catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Adams, a sophomore from Farmington, Arkansas. Started in all 39 games for Ouachita this season. She and Aaron Williams, has played in all 39 games. She and Aaron Williams are the only 2 Tigers to heck that mark. This is her 38th start of the season. That's the most starts of anybody in the Ouachita lineup. She's down in the count 0-2.
And Remington Adams with a complete day yesterday in the Lady Tigers losing effort with she went 3 for 3 at the plate with 2 runs scored, an RBI and a home run, her 2nd of the year, as she flies out there to center field.
Second baseman makes the play. It's Mariana Caro, drifts back from her second baseman position in shallow center field to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. So now Kate Province, who made the 3rd out of the top of the 1st, has a chance to tie this game up with a well-placed base hit. Province batting .253 on the season. 23 hits for the sophomore. Phillips gets the strike call. Nice frame job by Blankenship behind the plate. So Province is in the hole, 0-1. Province, a sophomore from Cave City, went to Cedar Ridge. I believe it should be 0-2 now.
And since that plate visit, Chris.
Yeah, 0-2. Sorry, the board has 1-1. It is 0-2. They've made the correction. So 0-2 the count. Nice eye that time by Province, 1-2.
And since that plate visit, Chris, Phillips has held down the fort, getting 2 outs in a row now, and with a chance to shut the Tigers out since that plate visit from their coach.
Province check swing foul into the net. One ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 3. And Sarah Phillips, after seeing King and Lester, the first 2 batters in the Ouachita lineup, reach second base and King score, minimizes the damage for Harding. We've got 1 complete. Ouachita gets one run on 1 hit. There was 1 Harding error. After 1, Harding 2, Ouachita 1. Back for the second inning after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Oakita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
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 How would you pronounce it? Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Welcome back to Pizzi Langston's Field on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Busy weekend here in Arkadelphia. Wrapping up right now is Tiger Serve Day, a community service effort for the Ouachita campus, as hundreds of Ouachita students get sent out around the community of Arkadelphia to work on different community service projects at residences and businesses. In its 27th year of existence, it started in the spring of 1997 after a tornado came through Arkadelphia on March 1st. Ouachita and Henderson students both got out in the community and helped out. Ouachita continued that effort and called it Tiger Serve Day as we start the second inning. Nice catch in center field from Ouachita's Jordan Merritt as she ranged to the right field, actually like a right center field gap, and made the catch off of the bat of Teddy Nunn. Tiger Serve Day in its 27th year on the Ouachita campus. It's a great community service effort, and those students will a lot of them will be joining us after the game. A couple of our workers are working there, and they'll come over after Tiger Serve Day.
And Chris, Tiger Serve Day just shows the servant leadership of Ouachita students, as well as the Baptist heritage that we like to share here on this campus. And it's just a great way to help serve in the community of Arkadelphia in any way that we can.
Lee reaches on the E5, but if you were watching the first base umpire, as Lee went to first, she didn't touch the bag when she initially tried to cross it. The first base umpire stood and watched her until she went back to the bag and touched it. Nobody really noticed it, or Ouachita might have been able to throw across and get the out. There we see a stolen base attempt. Nice throw by Aaron Williams, just off the knees, but a little bit too high. The timing was there, just a little bit too high. So Lee will reach second on the stolen base, and Isaac, there is more pressure put on by the Harding offense.
This Harding offense is not letting up, just going for it on just about every opportunity they can get in the base path.
Nice stop by Kennedy Wilkie. Not enough time to, the throw was not in time as Madison Fraley beat that one out. That was a nice stop by Kennedy Wilkie. We've seen a lot of those stops from Kennedy Wilkie at third base this year. She made the throw across the diamond on her knees, was not able to make the play, so that's an infield hit for Fraley. Lee advances to third. Now we have a throw down. There's the play that Ouachita was looking for earlier. They had their signals correct this time. Lee was not running at third. She was going to make sure that throw got all the way through. So now we go at the top of the lineup, Macy Ham, who had a single to center field in the first inning. She bats with the runners on second and third. The outfield playing the lefty shallow. Wilkie playing in front of the bag at third. Adams and King playing in as well to try to cut off the runner at home. The 1-1 pitch fouled back to the net for strike two. Big spot here early in the game, top of the second inning, 1 out. Harding with runners at second and third. The outfield is shading Ham to the left side, not expecting her to pull. Infield playing in to cut off a run at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike three. That was a big pitch from Tuesday Melton. Ham is retired on the backwards K for the second out of the inning, and now the defense can play in its normal positions to try to get 1 out. Big pitch there from Tuesday Melton in a big spot to get that second out, Isaac.
Yes, Tuesday Melton, one of the star pitchers for this Ouachita team, and what has been a great bullpen for them this year.
Kennedy Wilkie with the stop. The throw of the nice scoop at first base from Lauren Lester, smothering the ball, fielding it, and stepping on the bag for the third out of the inning. So just like that, Tuesday Melton gets out of the jam, had second and third with 1 out. A called strike three, and then a quick ground ball to third base on the 5-3 put out. Keeps Harding off the board in the second inning. So no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Ouachita error. 2 runners left on base. To the bottom of the second, Harding 2, Ouachita 1. Back after this timeout, you're watching Tiger Softball.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckle tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
For Ouachita, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Jordan Merritt, Maggie Huddleston, Kennedy Wilkie to the plate. Chris Babb here with Isaac Bourne. Isaac will be with you for the play-by-play for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. But we hope, selfishly, as we have our Ouachita purple on, I know if you're watching us with your Bison's black and gold, you kind of hope this is a 1-2-3 inning, and there's the first one of those 1-2-3 as Ouachita's Jordan Merritt is eliminated on the first pitch she sees from Sarah Phillips on a foul out to third base.
And the Tigers in the Tigers' last frame held down the Bison to no runs. The first frame of the game with no runs, and hoping that they can tie the score or even take the lead here in the bottom of this inning here.
Maggie Huddleston, batting 273 on the season. Only the 13th start for Huddleston. She did miss some of the season with injury. She also has pitched this season for the Tigers. Gotten the start in the designated player position recently. First pitch she sees, actually the second one, the count is 2-0 now to Huddleston from Sarah Phillips. The 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss for strike one.
And you see Huddleston also warming up in the bullpen when the Tigers are on defense, because she can provide great relief for pitcher right now, Tuesday Melton, in the instance that she might need some. So Huddleston, a great 1-2 threat on the plate and also in the circle.
Huddleston swings at the 2-1 pitch, fly ball to center field. Caught by Macy Ham for the second out of the inning. We go to the 8-hole hitter in the Ouachita lineup, Kennedy Wilkie, a sophomore, batting 185 on the season. Wilkie from Siloam Springs, Arkansas, the Panther in high school. First pitch she sees, nice contact, but a shallow fly ball to Macy Ham, and the Tigers are retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors for Ouachita. After 2, Harding 2, Ouachita 1. Isaac Bourne will be with you for the call after this timeout. You're watching Tiger Softball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
And welcome back to the Washita Softball here on the Washita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law. I'm here joined by Chris Babb, the color analyst, and we've got the top of the third here at P.T. Langston Field in a battle versus the Harding Bison. Up to bat here will be number 2 for the Bison, Jordan Cabana. Cabana hit a grand slam yesterday in the 5th inning, which tied the score at 5 for the Bison, and now goes back up to the plate to see what she can do here.
Reached on an error and scored in the first. Not now though, Isaac.
And definitely not now with the catch for coming in for Carly Burrow for the Tigers in the right field. And up to bat next for the Bison will be number 5, the third baseman, Emma Curry. She's in the 4-hole here. And the pitch goes a little low for Tuesday Melton. And it is a 1-0 count here, starting to go for the second pitch here of this count.
Curry singled to center but was stranded in the first inning. Melton had allowed a couple of runners and then was able to get out of a jam. Curry was one of those 3 hits so far for Harding in the game.
And Curry, a junior. Out of Washington, Oklahoma.
I wonder if Washington's in the path of totality. There's a lot of Oklahoma and Arkansas in the path of totality. Started noticing a lot of it. A friend of mine say that they had noticed 5 vehicles in Arkadelphia yesterday from out of state that didn't have college student parking stickers. So a lot of people in town. I know Searcy's in the middle of that path as well. The Washita baseball team playing up there, Isaac, they couldn't stay in Searcy this weekend because all the hotels were full. They're having to stay in Cabot.
And that is very true with the total solar eclipse coming on Monday. Chris and I will be coming to you next game, trying to watch this game with the solar eclipse glasses on. So as you guys enjoy our struggle for just a little bit there, we'll see how that goes. But hitting in the 5-hole, following the out at first for the Tigers, will be number 17, Chelsea Blankenship. She's the catcher for the Bison, and she is hoping to make this not a 1-2-3 inning like it was last time out on the plate for the Bison. She's going to get it high, and Province is going to go into foul territory and end the inning for the Tigers. And so following the bottom of the 3rd inning, it is still 2-1 for the Bison, as the Lady Tigers will go into the top trying to tie or even take the lead here. So we will be right back with you guys here on the Washita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
And welcome back to Washita Softball here on the Washita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law. And we're in the midst of the first game of a doubleheader here between the Harding Bison and the hosting Washita Tigers. Up to bat first in the inning is number 19, the freshman Carly Burrow for the Tigers. This is Burrow's second trip to the plate. This is Burrow's first trip to the plate today, and she's hoping to make an impact. A lot of talented freshmen on this Tiger team. Bailey King scoring the first and only run of the game for the Tigers. Burrow hoping to do something similar, as she's a swing and a miss for the first strike in an 0-1 count here.
Isaac, you mentioned that visit to the circle from Harding assistant coach in the first inning. Since that, Phillips has retired 6 straight Tigers in that Washita lineup.
And as she throws her first ball of the inning, it's now 1-1. And yes, like you said, Phillips has had a impressive outing for what is her just her second start of the year. The freshman retiring 6 batters in a row, as that's going to fly out just to our left. And it's going to be 1-2. Burrow hoping to battle back here in this count to start the inning.
Burrow has also seen some action in the circle for Ouachita, the pitcher, freshman from Paragould, Arkansas. See some of the Greene County Tech folks with their seats, the Burrow family in front of us.
And Phillips, with the quick hands, is going to throw out Burrow for the first out of the inning. And now we are turning over the lineup with number 21, Bailey King, back up to the plate in her first at bat of the game. She quickly got to home after following a error for the Bison. And Phillips is going to throw a strike, putting King down 0-1 to start the count. And King, a little bit of a half-hearted swing there, puts her down 0-2.
Tried to check her swing, thought it was outside, but couldn't quite check it enough. Did go around, and now she's in the hole 0-2.
And Phillips a little bit outside there, keeps King in with 1-2. Phillips squares up. King far out left field, and the play is going to be made by the left fielder for the Bison, Kaya Lee. Lee herself had a great hitting performance yesterday with 4 stolen bases. And now we have now up to the plate for the Lady Tigers will be Lauren Lester, the senior out of North Little Rock. And to start the count, she's going to hit it high center field. And she's going to be retired by the center fielder for the Bison, Macy Ham. And with that, that's the end of the 3rd inning. And going into the 4th, you will see the Bison up to the plate. This has been the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a minute.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
And welcome back to Ouachita Softball here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law. We are in the midst of what we thought was going to be a slugfest after the 1st inning, but now we've had 2 innings in a row with no scores.
Yeah, 9 straight retired for Sarah Phillips in the circle for Harding. Tuesday Melton is also retired, 5 in a row and 6 of the last 8. So after both pitchers, not going to say struggled a little bit in the 1st inning, allowed base runners and runs in the 1st inning, they've settled down the last 3. Tuesday Melton will try to kind of answer Sarah Phillips, even though it's the top of the inning. Phillips kind of got the momentum back to the pitchers, and now Melton trying to respond. But that is a first pitch. That's going to be an extra base hit most likely for Harding. But nice. Isaac, that ball got out there so fast, a 1-hopper to the wall. It's corrugated metal out there on that outfield wall. A lot of times you see that ball hit one of those ridges and shoot off to the right or left. This time it would just hit right in the middle of one of those panels, came right back to Jordan Merritt. And so that kept the runner Riley Price at first base. We do have a pinch runner, Tori Turner, coming in to run for Price. So just as we built up the pitchers, they kind of put a little announcer jinx on them, didn't I, Isaac?
Yeah, Chris, and credit the cutoff from Merritt there to keep Price on first base, as coming up for the Bison will be number 3, which is number 7 in the lineup, Teddy Nunn, the senior. And Nunn at shortstop regularly in the field for the Bison. Bit of a stoppage of play here. And we are back up and going as Nunn steps up to the plate. for her second at-bat of the game. And the pitch is a little bit high for Melton as Williams looks quickly over to the base runner, trying to keep her honest. And Aaron Williams again looks over to first base, trying to keep Riley Price.
No, it's Torrey Turner. We had a pinch runner. Torrey Turner came in to pinch run, and so
excuse me about that.
After they're watching Turner and Coach Reeves at third base, trying to give her some signs to get a little bit more of a lead. Now we have the square round for a bunt, but it was fouled just enough, got just enough of the bat to be a foul ball. Coach Reeves coming down the line to talk to her batter, Teddy Nunn, trying to do what they can to manufacture action on the base paths to get another runner in scoring position.
And Nunn now sitting in a 1-2 hole here, hoping to get out of that, while Tuesday Melton hoping to retire or strike out her second batter of the game today. And, you know, Chris, we've seen Melton have, you know, what looked like it was going to be a bit of a struggling game today, but she has picked it up now with 2 straight shutout innings as she looks to get number 3 here. As Nunn fouls it off, keeping herself alive here in this count. Showing bunt. And that's going to run high, allowing the Harding base runner to get to second base, and now putting the Bison in scoring position.
Not sure if that'll go down as a wild pitch or a pass ball. The umpires are going to get together. Wow, they're going to say it hit the knob of the bat.
And that's going to force.
Wow. I got to be honest, I didn't think. Yeah, Coach Reeves is giving, she's walking back down the line, stretching her arms and in silent, nice protest. But I got to say that one probably went the way of the Tigers, and it works out nicely.
And the Tigers pull off the double play following that call, and it's going to signal 2 outs. The first 2 outs of the inning, and now the Tigers are in a great position following what was going to be the scoring position for the Bison.
Yeah, so now the umpires are going to have to get back together because Harding really didn't think that they turned that double play. It was a bang-bang play. It was 50-50. That call went the way of the Tigers. A big play, a big call here. Now we're going to see what the umpires get together and decide. The only thing I can assume they're talking about is whether one of the other 2 had a better look at first base.
It's times like this, Chris, when you wish you had instant replay. Here at OSDN for basketball games, we typically run an instant replay machine for the refs, but here the umpire and other referees do not have access to that, so they're going to need to decide this based off of what they've seen.
Yeah, they're getting their books out, so I don't know if we have a warning or what. They never got together and made another call, so I assume that the first base umpire stayed with that call and there's a warning on somebody. We'll try to see if we can declare. The third base umpire is pointing to the Harding dugout, kind of giving an explanation to Ouachita. So the way they pulled their books out, the home plate umpire pulled his book out and wrote something down. I would assume that there's a warning somewhere after that call was made. So we'll see if at some point we can try to track that down. But regardless, tremendous play from Ouachita there on the 1-6-3 double play. You know, Tuesday Melton did a nice job fielding that. When it's a different throw for a pitcher, but she made the nice throw, leading Remington Williams across the bag, and the nice turn to Lester at first.
And following that, Kaya Lee for the Bison is going to hit it out to left field. Caitlin Province is going to field it, keeping Lee on first base. But Kaya Lee is a very talented base runner in her own right. 18 for 18 on the season, has never been thrown out in the base paths. Yesterday going for 4 steals
Well, and Isaac, you want to take a look at 18 for 18. She would, as here she goes again on the hit and run. She has 18 stolen bases. The stolen base leader for Ouachita is Bailey King with 7. Kaya Lee has 18, but she's still only third on the Harding's roster in stolen base attempts. Ham had 21 coming into the game. Caro with 20. Now Lee tries to get another one. Nice throw. And, she left early, I guess. They didn't have to make the play. They said Lee left early. So uncharacteristic. That was one of those weird innings, Isaac. You have a foul ball off the knob that I guess the umpire saw. I just missed it. Then you have the double play with some mild angst, and then leaving a runner left early, called out for leaving early. Regardless, it was a positive half inning for Ouachita.
And following Lee's first missed stolen base attempt of the year, we're going to take a quick break here at the end here of the fourth inning, and we will be back with you guys for the fifth in just a little bit here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
And welcome back to Ouachita Softball here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law. We've got a quick start here. Up to the plate will be for the Tigers will be number 26 Aaron Williams to start the inning. And Sarah Phillips, the freshman pitcher for the Harding Bison, is going to throw a strike to start off the bottom of the fourth here. Aaron Williams, a talented hitter in her own right, leading the Tigers in hits on the season with 40, also picking up 6 home runs in that span. Aaron Williams, the senior here, is such a talented hitter for this Ouachita team and a great asset for them. She's going to hit it high to the left, and that she's going to foul that one off, just barely getting into the bullpen of the Lady Tigers. And now she's got a 1-2 count, trying to battle back here against the freshman pitcher.
You know, this hasn't been the career win-wise that Aaron probably would have wanted when she came, but talking to her before the game, you can just tell that this team enjoys playing. Nice hit by Aaron Williams there. The 1-2 pitch was outside. She didn't try to do too much with it, just got the bat on it, pulled it through the right side of the infield for a base hit. But talking to her, just telling her how much fun it looked like these girls were having playing softball. It's a coaching change. You never know what kind of situation. Obviously, the stable apart has been Coach Kuntz, the first base coach for Ouachita, who was here last year as well. But it's getting there, and I told Aaron that it's fun to watch them play. The wins have not been what they wanted, but the little things. You know, yesterday we had a sacrifice bunt attempt when Harding had a runner on first. They were going to try to get the runner to third. Ouachita defensively was solid. One person forgot what they were supposed to do, but 2 others were there to pick her up. And that player, Coach Jackson, was telling me, he said, "Yeah, thanks for getting me. I got you next time." But it's just the little things. They are close to clicking at some point, and it's going to be really fun when it happens.
And the chemistry of this Lady Tigers softball team has been fun to watch. They all look like they just, like you said, enjoy playing softball together at any time. And then Aaron Williams, one of the few seniors in the starting lineup for the Tigers, has just been a great leader for a young and developing softball team that has shown promise and something that Jeff Jackson can surely build on in the coming years.
Boy, Remington Adams just about 6 inches from having that one fair. One other thing also is you can kind of see that as we'll let Remington have this pitch. Nice play right at the wall by Harding center fielder Macy Ham. Remington tried to give that one a ride, but also if you're a Ouachita softball fan and you've not seen it yet, on the OSDN YouTube channel, our own OSDN junior Chloe Velleman hosts a behind the plate podcast, Ouachita softball podcast each week. That was Coach Jackson's idea. and he wanted the Washita softball fans to hear from a couple of softball players each week. Chloe's done that several times over the last month, and that was a nice play there at time by Blankenship behind the plate. Coach Jackson trying to give the signal to Providence there, missed a sign there, but Chloe's done a great job with that. Those softball teams like it. Coach Jackson, the softball Twitter page, calls Chloe the softball team's biggest fan, and so you can go check out Behind the Plate softball podcast done each week on the OSDN.live. Little plug there for Chloe. She's in the truck today with Priscilla. Actually, Chloe's she's on camera 3. She's not even hearing us brag on her. Priscilla Leverett and Nate Hollis in the truck. You can tell Chloe that we're bragging on her podcast.
And with that,
all right, Priscilla took care of us and made sure Chloe knew we were bragging on her.
And with that plug out of the way, Caitlin Province is going to get a base hit to first base. And now the Tigers are back on base after Aaron Williams was thrown out at second on the stolen base attempt. And with 2 outs, the freshman, not the freshman, excuse me. Yes, the freshman actually, Jordan Merritt, the center fielder for the Tigers, is going to try to add to this lead here.
One of 3 freshmen in the Washita lineup. We'll check swing back to the net. She'll try to extend the inning and get a runner in scoring position. You know, this Harding outfield is playing a little bit deeper than normal, almost a no doubles defense. You can kind of see here at P.T. Langston Field, especially in center and left, where most outfielders play. And that'll cut off. You hear the thing, never start telling a story with 2 outs, Isaac, and that is a perfect example why.
And as Merritt is thrown out at first, that is going to end off the 4th inning here. And we will see you guys back in the 5th inning in just a minute here on the Washita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
And welcome back to Washita Softball, brought to you by the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. And we're still at 2-1 here at P.T. Langston Field as the Tigers host the Harding Bison. And action is just about to get underway here. And last inning we saw the Tigers produce a couple of good hits, but no runs to show for it, as we are still at the same score that we ended off with ending the 1st inning, going into number 5 on the day here. And up to bat for the Bison will be Madison Fraley. She was up to bat ending last inning after the Tigers were able to get the throw out at second for Kyle Lee, and now Fraley back up.
Yeah, I think rather than that going down as a caught stealing, I think that ball hit the bat too. That was probably a foul ball, was it not? Maybe not. I think rather than going down as a caught stealing, I think Kylie was called for leaving the base early. And talking to Matthew Branch down in the doing the stats down in the press box, I think that's what was deemed the call. Now it's 3-0. Isaac, let's go back to that commercial. You're calling foul on the triple major as a student athlete.
I wouldn't say I'm calling foul on it, but as a student athlete myself.
Yeah, do you think you could swim and have 3 majors as a called strike there? You think you could be a swimmer and have 3 majors?
I think the comm major in itself here at Washita provides just as much work as I would want with, the OSDN job. I also work as the sports editor of the OBU Signal, if you want to go check out our sports page over there at www.obusignal.com. But
you want to add 2 more majors to all that? In addition to, I'll brag on Isaac for a little bit. Isaac volunteers for, as I thank Mr. Don Dolly for picking up my lineup that just blew. Thank you, Mr. Dolly. I appreciate it. After this pitch, I'll brag on Isaac.
And Fraley is going to get a hit to center field, barely getting past the second baseman, number 21 for the Tigers, Bailey King.
That was a good at bat. Sorry I cut you off, Isaac. That was a good at bat. It was a good battle by Melton to get it back to 3-2, but then it was a nice at bat from Fraley to respond after two strikes and fouls to get a leadoff single.
And that hit is going to turn over the lineup card for the Bison as Macy Ham steps up to the plate. And the bunt attempt is going to allow Ham to try to sacrifice for Fraley, as Fraley's going to get on second, but Ham is going to go out for the first out of the inning for the Tigers.
Sack bunt 2-4 as Williams threw down to King covering the bag. That's what Harding wants to do. They want to put runners in scoring position, get them to second or third base, try to make things happen after that, put pressure on the defense. Aaron Williams did a nice job, because what's the worst thing that's going to happen if you're Harding? You're going to have a runner in scoring position with one out. The best thing is that you're going to force the defense to make an error. Aaron Williams, that bunt was not but a foot or two outside of the batter's box, so Williams didn't have to go too far into fair territory to make the pay. She picked the ball up, made a nice throw down to King. So both teams did what they needed to do there, and now we have a hit by pitch. Now we have first and second with one out.
And for Caro, looks like she got hit on the dome there.
I think it was the left shoulder. But that is Isaac had a podcast off the dome. He started in the summer with a friend, an NBA podcast. I'll go back to my brag on Isaac real quick. In addition to what all he does, he volunteers for a college basketball website, Mid-Major Madness, in which he covered 5 different Division I conference tournaments, maybe 4, but it sounded like 5 or 6, right before March Madness started. So just a hard worker who wants to get better and takes advantage of opportunities, and that's all the bragging I'll do on you today, okay?
And with that, we've got 2 runners on the bases for the Bison, one on second in scoring position, and then you just saw the one on first there. And then what a batter to hit them in, as Jordan Cabana, the senior, is going to step up to the plate now, down in the count 1-2.
Yeah, you might have heard some Harding fans beside us not agreeing with that. I think if K-Zone had been here, if we have that technology, that might have barely grazed the top of the zone, but it couldn't have worked out any better for Ouachita, as Kennedy Wilkie fell on that one right in front of the third base bag, as she stepped on the bag and kind of tweaked her ankle a little bit. You saw, you might have seen, after she fielded the ball, stepped on third, she couldn't quite hop up and try to make a throw across. Probably not going to get that throw off anyway, but Wilkie stepped on the bag awkwardly and is having to walk off that right ankle tweak, and it looks like she's told head coach Jess Jackson and Ashley Harris, the head athletic trainer, that she's good to go.
And good toughness by the freshman. Wilkie has broken out this season for the Tigers. Been a talented hitter for them, as well as you've seen in this game, a very good third baseman. And now, as the next batter steps up to the plate for the Bison, they're down with 2 outs in the inning, and the Tigers just need one more to flip it over to the bottom of the 5th.
If I'm Tuesday Melton, I'm getting that high strike. I'm going right back there. You just can't mess up too much. 0-2, 2 outs. You're in a good spot here to get out of it. This is where yesterday Ouachita was trying to get out of an inning, and then the 0-2 pitch was center, and there was a grand slam that tied it up quickly. So Melton's in a great spot 0-2, but you still have to make a great pitch here.
And with that, the Bison are going to be able to take third base here, putting them in a good position if Curry can get her bat on the ball with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 5th, excuse me. Melton with the pitch. And she checked her swing there, but it's now 2-2 in the count.
Oh my goodness! So they so they checked her swing. The problem is, it went in Ouachita's favor, and I thought she might have gone around. But the problem, my my issue is we're probably not going to take a break during this one because they come back so quickly. There are 3 umpires on the field. It's a right-handed batter, and they appeal to the batter, the umpire at third base. I never have understood that. I've asked some softball umpires why that is. I've never understood that. That call went in the favor of the Tigers. If I'm Harding, I'm rightly upset, and Ouachita dodges a bullet there, Isaac.
And with a little bit of confusion there, all we have to say is an out is an out, Chris. And as
it is.
The as the Tigers go on offense here, trying to tie the game up or take a lead, still at 2-1. That was the score following the first inning of the game, and we're still here 4 innings later. And the Tigers are going to quickly step up to the plate. Or the Tigers are going to quickly get ready to start this inning as we're going to stay here. And up to the plate for the Tigers is going to be number 7, Maggie Huddleston. Like we mentioned last time, she was up to bat. She's also been a great pitcher for this team. But as she right now playing at designated player, she hits she's 273 on the season. Has played in 12 games this season. Started 6. And here we go, starting off the bottom of the 5th. She's going to hit it far left field. And it's going to be the left fielder, Kaya Lee, getting the first out of the inning.
Lee's just comfortable out there off the bat. She drifted to her left, had it measured up. It seems like Lee does a great job and has the ability to just kind of measure the ball right off the bat. Always in the right spot. We saw 2 great catches yesterday, just smooth out there in left field is Kaya Lee, the 5'7" junior from Frisco, Texas.
And the Tigers have hit some long balls today, but none past the outfield wall. And they surely wanted that one there to tie the score up, but we are still sitting at 2-1. 1-0 count. She hits it high, and it's going to be caught by the third basewoman, Emma Curry. And Phillips now with the first 2 outs of the inning with still no runners on base here.
Well, she's had some really fast innings. Ouachita's been aggressive at the plate, and if you get hits, that's great. But if you don't, you give the pitcher that momentum to have some 5 to 6 pitch innings. And she's had at least one of those, and she's got 2 outs here, and I believe she has only delivered 4 pitches this inning.
And that aggression at the plate did end up going well. Oh my goodness, as Kaya Lee with the diving catch into foul territory is going to end the inning off for the Bison. And as we go into the 6th, it is still 2-1 here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
And welcome back to Ouachita Softball here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law. I'm once again Isaac Bourne, brought to you by my color analyst, Chris Babb. Chris, also my professor here in the Rogers Department of Communications, alongside me as our 2 typical color and play-by-play analysts, Chase Hartzell and Chris Gay, are not here today, so we are filling in for the seniors. And speaking of seniors, is up to the plate is Chelsea Blankenship, the catcher for the Bison. And Melton with her first pitch of the inning as Blankenship is going to foul it off hard straight towards.
Yeah, there's a good thing there's a net. That's why they require a net or have a net here, because the dugouts are so close to the plate. That would have caused a stoppage in action. That was a shot from Blankenship.
Melton's going to pitch that one a little bit low, and now it's going to be 1-1 in the count for the Tigers.
It was a good pitch there from Melton. Blankenship got around on that fastball so high, and then we got around on that fastball, and there was a changeup
high left field, and that's going to sink into the Ouachita bullpen. The catcher for the bullpen catcher for the Tigers, number 24, Emma Scales, not able to get on that. But we play on as Blankenship down 1-2 here in the count. Here's the pitch. Gonna hit it right field, and the play is going to be made by the right fielder, senior Madison, no, excuse me, not Madison Fraley.
Freshman Carly Burrow.
Freshman Carly Burrow was looking at the Harding lineup there, excuse me. She's gonna do a little dance there in the right field. And now up to the plate for the Bison will be the junior, Riley Price. She is the designated player for the Bison today.
Look at this lineup for Harding. Lots of upperclassmen. 4 seniors in the lineup, 4 juniors, 1 freshman. Ouachita, 3 of each class other than juniors. 3 freshmen, 3 sophomores, 3 seniors. Tuesday Melton, the only junior in this lineup. This is an experienced Harding squad. They're 25-11. 15-6 in the conference, and the top 3 of that conference as these teams try to make the top 8 and make the conference tournament.
The Bison sitting at 3rd right now in the GAC standings, just below Southern Nazarene, who themselves are on a 6-game win streak at the moment. The Bison winning their last one here at PC Langston Field yesterday, and the Tigers are coming off a 4-game losing streak, hoping to change their ways here with a win. A 5-game losing streak after dropping a series in Magnolia to the Southern Arkansas Lady Mule Riders.
Well, and looking also at Harding, they won 16 straight before 2 losses, so 16-game winning streak in softball, baseball. That's hard to do. You've got to have a talented team to do that. Harding won 16 in a row before losing 2, and then they got the win yesterday. So it's a talented Harding team at 15-6 in conference play, and Ouachita's played with them, played well. Just a couple of plays difference in yesterday's game, and it's a 1-run game right now.
And that play right there by shortstop Remington Adams is going to make the difference for the Tigers, as it's going to end the inning off with no scores. And you're here with us here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
At Berry and Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry and Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry and Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
And welcome back to Ouachita Softball, brought to you by the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. And up in the circle still is freshman Sarah Phillips. She has thrown a shutout since the first inning, just allowing 1 run in that inning. We're here at the bottom of the 6th, excuse me. And up to bat for the Tigers is the top of the order, freshman Bailey King. She has been the only run for the Tigers here today, hoping to do the same at this at-bat, as the pitch from Phillips is going to go just a little bit low there. And King now up in the order, just 1-0. Second pitch of the inning is off. And the umpire is going to call it a strike, going straight down the middle. And now it's 1-1.
Beautiful day here in southwest Arkansas. Wind blowing from right field to left. Nice backhanded play at second base as I interrupt you. That was a tremendous play by Mariana Caro, taking away a leadoff hit from King. But that's what it's been. It's been good defense and good pitching since the first inning for both these teams, Isaac.
Yes, and as the wind has been blowing today, as you can probably hear it through our microphones, it has been a very windy day here in Arkadelphia. As Phillips' first pitch is going to go just a bit high. Now sitting at 1-0 with the second batter in the lineup, Lauren Lester. Lester, one of 3 seniors in this starting lineup for the Tigers. Lester out of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Went to North Little Rock High School. With
normal, yeah, you were getting ready to say the same thing, Isaac, with our normal softball play-by-play voice, Chris Gay, also a product of North Little Rock High School.
We always like to joke around that we've got two talented people coming from that school, as Lester shows off that talent with a hit right in the gap out to right field. And she is going to get the first hit of the inning for the Lady Tigers.
It's a nice piece of hitting by Lester. It was upstairs. She kind of fisted it off, fought it off just enough to find that Bermuda Triangle in right center. And now there's going to be a pinch runner for Ouachita.
And that pinch runner is going to be number 5, the senior Emma McCorkle. McCorkle typically will play outfield when she is in the field, but now she is the pinch runner for the Tigers.
I would imagine we'd have a re-entry of Lester at first base when they came back in. I think we would end up seeing the same thing in the Harding lineup, was the designated player coming back in after their pinch runner.
And she's going to hit it far center field, very high, and that's going to be the second out of the inning, brought to you by number 26, Aaron Williams.
The flagpole in center field is the flag has been blowing straight, a stiff wind keeping the flag out. The wind is going from right field to left field, so cutting in the face of left-handed batters, helping the right-handed batter, and Remington Adams tried to take advantage of it there, just a little bit too foul.
Remington Adams almost getting close to our trailer out in left field. Our trailer here for the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, just behind the little seating area you see. And then also one of our cameras that has been manned by Chloe Velleman for most of the game today.
Have we mentioned Chloe's No, I'm just kidding. We did mention
just
Chloe's
a little
podcast.
bit, we did.
Yeah.
And she's going to hit it back into the left field. And Kyle Lee is going to make yet another catch for the Bison, ending off the inning just like she did last inning out in left field. And with that, going into the final inning, we're going to take just a quick break here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experience as possible.
And welcome back to Ouachita Softball, brought to you by the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. And here at P.T. Langston Field here in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, we've got some more softball action. Starting off the inning for the Bison of Harding is going to be the woman that just made the inning ending out for the Bison, number 77, the junior, Kyle Lee. Kyle Lee has had an impressive game out in that right field in her own right, or out in that left field, excuse me, in her own right. She's made 2 inning-ending outs in a row now, and hoping that she can make a difference here on the plate as the pitch from Melton is going to allow Lee to go for 1, but now 2, possibly 3.
That's where the speed of Kyle Lee comes in. It was a soft hit ball to shortstop area. Remington Adams had to charge in for it. The speed of Lee forces that defender to try to make a quick throw. That throw got away from Ouachita down the right field line, and Coach Reeves was waving Kyle Lee around as soon as she got to, right before she got to second base. So it happens all the time, Isaac. Someone ends the inning with a tremendous play in the field and then starts things offensively. Just It's almost like clockwork when things like that happen. And Kyle Lee has huge plays yesterday in the field in the late innings to save Harding's lead. And she's had and the thing about it, you mentioned in the fifth inning when she ended that inning, it was a dive in foul territory, so she had to range to her right. The third out in the sixth inning was when she had to go to the gap to her left and really just effortless made that play, and then she forced the issue starting out the seventh inning. So Kylie has had her stamp on this game, and now she's at 60 feet away from extending, giving Harding an insurance run here in the top of the seventh as the infield plays in.
And that hit gives Lee her first triple of the season.
It's probably going to go down as an error to reach first, and then a two-base is on the same error. So it won't be a triple, but it will be a reach on an error for Ouachita. And then Melton responds nicely with the foul put out that gets the foul pop-up for the first out of the inning.
And Melton's pitch is going to be a little bit outside to the left. And with Lee in scoring position, in a 1-0 count is number 28 for the Bison. Macy Ham, the top of the lineup here, tries to step into it a little bit but doesn't swing. Now she's up 2-0 in the count. Melton hoping to battle back here and produce the second out of the inning. In the bullpen for the Tigers, you see two pitchers up. We have number 20 for the Tigers, Jalen Galindo, the freshman, and then also looks to be another one that I can't quite see.
That's Hannah Hunter, but she's not warming up per se right now. She's standing there. She's actually out of the bullpen now. So Jaden Galindo, the only one who's really warming up with any purpose right now, as now Harding has first and third with one out.
Melton throwing her first walk of the game, and up to the plate for the Bison, number 9, Marina Caro. And Williams trying to keep Lee true there on third base, allowing the steal in second, and now Caro has two runners in scoring position. Very dangerous territory for the Tigers in this final inning.
I would imagine that last advance from Ham would go down as defensive indifference, since Ouachita did not make an attempt to get her out. Ouachita was conceding the bag with the infield drawn in, trying to keep Kyle Lee at third.
And Melton is going to throw the first strike of this count, trying to battle back, sitting at 2-1 here, as Caro goes back up to the plate.
0 for 2 with a hit by pitch on the day for Caro, batting .267 on the season.
She's gonna hit it.
That's perfect.
Gonna hit it just perfectly past Bailey King, and is going to allow Kyle Lee to run in for the Bison's first run since the first inning of the game. And now they are sitting at 3 with a 3-1 lead with just one out in this inning. And Macy Ham on third base in scoring position as well, as Jordan Cabana steps up to the plate. She hit the grand slam that tied the game up at 5 yesterday.
Yeah, Caro did a nice job. She did exactly what she needed to do with the infield drawn in. Got just enough to get over the glove of Bailey King at second base. With the infield drawn in, just drop it over the top, drive a run home, and now she's at second after the stolen base.
Cabana's gonna hit it in foul territory on right field, and number 19, Carly Burrow is unable to get to it, and it's sitting at 1-1 in the count now.
Probably would have let that one drop anyway. Her momentum was carrying her towards the fence and not necessarily towards the plate. The runner at third would have tagged, and so Burrow probably, even if she had been there, probably would have let that one drop to keep the runner at third base.
And the foul ball is going to foul off just past the Harding bullpen. Haven't seen too many fouls out to the right side today as the wind is blowing to the left, but she's hit 2 in a row now. As Melton frames up the next pitch. Going to be a little bit inside, and now we're sitting at 2-2. Melton hoping that she can keep the score the way it is with just 1 out recorded for the Tigers.
Yeah, Milton's just her job now is try to minimize the damage. Nice at bat from Jordan Cabana. With 2 strikes, she fouled off 3 pitches, just trying to stay alive to get until she gets a pitch that she likes, or sees one out of the zone to run the count full.
Milton. The pitch is going to go far right again into foul territory, and that one is going to get into the Harding bullpen. Right now, the Harding bullpen empty, as Sarah Phillips has pitched quite a great game with just 1 run allowed today. And the pitch is going to go a little bit high. Ouachita fans not happy about that one, as we have a full count with 2 base runners on. Let's see if Melton can finish it off here. Remington Adams with the stop in the infield, but it's still going to get Macy Ham in for the 4th run of the game for the Tigers. And Adams just minimizing the damage of that hit there, keeping the base runner on second where she is, and allowing Cabana to get on base at first. As now Emma Curry, the 3rd baseman, steps up.
Didn't result in an out there, but it did minimize the damage, as you mentioned, kept the force in play for the Ouachita defense. Remington Adams diving to her backhand side towards the hole at short, getting a glove on it. Not able to make the play at second because just was good base running, but good play by Remington to keep that one in the infield.
And great base running.
That was good speed by Mariana Caro. Just got hung off the bag at second. Williams went to the throw, threw the ball 2 seconds, trying to get her behind, but Caro did a nice job of reading that and then being able to get to third base. And now that allows Cabana to reach second on indifference.
And the Bison have been like they were yesterday. They have been very, very active on the base paths today. That goes down as what looks to be their 5th stolen base of the day. Their 7th stolen base of the day, which is now their season high. As yesterday they tied it with 6, and now they have beaten it with 7. What a day in the base paths for the Bison. As Adams is going to throw Curry out at first there, but it is now 5-1 after Caro is going to run in for the 5th run of the game for the Bison, and they are running away with this one. But it's not the first time we've seen a 5-1 lead for either team in this series, is it, Chris?
No, it's not, but it also wasn't in the 7th inning. So Ouachita is going to get out of this inning, and Harding just did what they needed to do. Fundamental softball, putting them, getting the runners in scoring position. You had the bloop into the outfield or the drawn-in infield. You have a couple of infield hits that just got runs home, and that's how they lead by 4 going into the bottom of the 7th.
And with that catch by center fielder for the Tigers, Jordan Merritt, we're going to take a quick break before we take the final, what could be the final frame of the game here. In the 7th inning, we're going to take a break here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
And welcome back to Ouachita Softball here at Pete Langston Field, brought to you by the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. We're just about ready to start action here in what could be the final inning of the game, as freshman Sarah Phillips has pitched a game allowing just 1 run. And stepping up to the plate for the Tigers is going to be number 4, Caitlin Province. Province is a sophomore. out of Cave City, Arkansas, went to Cedar Ridge High School. She's going to start off the inning in an 0-1 count, or a 1-0 count. It's going to hit it foul just to the left of Chris and me. And now it is 1-1 in the count here in the final frame of the game. Phillips squaring up. He's going to hit it off the ground. It's going to go down as a ball here. And now it's 2-1 in the count. Province has had quite a season for herself. She has started in 34 of her 37 games played out in left field, and she hits and throws left, as you see here. She's going to foul that one off as well, and the count sits now at 2-2.
Province 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single to right field and was stranded in the fourth. It was the third out of the first inning, and she can't tie the game here. She's just got to do her job and be a leadoff hitter and get on base and try to get things going.
Going to hit it high, shallow center field, and the play is going to be made for the first out of this final inning here by center fielder Macy Ham. And that sets up the next batter for the Tigers in the lineup, which is going to be the freshman Jordan Merritt. Merritt made the final out of the last frame out in center field, and now she steps up to the plate hoping to make something happen for the Tigers. And she's going to foul that one off to the left.
Fouled it off of her foot. Umpire will take a second and let Merritt walk that one off. Merritt 0 for 2, fouled out to the third baseman in the second inning, grounded out to third in the fourth inning. So you got to figure that Harding third baseman Emma Curry is expecting something on the left side of the infield, as Merritt indicates that she's good after shaking that one off, steps back in the box 0-1. Maggie Huddleston on deck, Kennedy Wilkie, Carly Burrow, the 8th and 9th hitter in the Ouachita lineup if it gets that far.
She's gonna hit it high to the left, and Curry is going to get the out there. And now the Tigers, with 2 outs left and 1 out to go in the game for the Bison, are going to hope to come out with a rally to tie this game up and force extra innings, or just get something to happen as Maggie Huddleston, the senior, steps up to the plate.
Huddleston a fly out to center in the second, fly out to left field in the fifth. She'll try to extend this one to the next batter, and that's what Ouachita is going to have to do for about 5 or 6 batters in a row.
And Phillips throws a strike first and a ball inside second. We're sitting at a 1-1 count here. Phillips just 2 strikes away from a game-winning strikeout here for the Bison. That one's going to go just a bit high outside, putting the count at 2-1.
Phillips also looking for her first win of the season in the circle. It would also be her first complete game.
And Huddleston is going to foul that one out just to the right of us, barely missing our camera woman over there.
Yeah, Claire Beth telling the truck, I'm going to leave, but, you know, that one you could have saved the camera, right, instead of yourself? Huh? High fly ball, you could have camped out under it and caught it. She says no. Okay.
And here now with a full count, there's nowhere left to go but somewhere as Huddleston steps up to the plate. Phillips with the pitch.
Well,
and
maybe it wasn't a full count, but they did you wrong there, Isaac. The board had 3-2, and we set it up, and now it's now it's the full, yeah.
Bit of a miscommunication there as the board reads four balls and 2 strikes, but you know.
Yeah, Coach Jackson's going to come down to the plate. Now that was right. They were correct. The board was correct.
And Phillips,
you were correct. Coach Jackson had it. The third base umpire had to get to the home plate umpire and say, yes, sir, that was ball 4.
And Phillips, instead of
just an oops,
throwing the game-winning strike, is going to walk Huddleston, setting up Wilkie. Wilkie is going to fly out for the final out of this game, and the Bison are going to take the first win of the day of the first of this doubleheader today as well, with a 5-1 win over the Tigers. And with that, we saw a game that we thought in the first inning was going to be a shootout, a slugfest, you may say, and it ended up being a little bit less, but that 7th inning run for the Bison was enough to claim the win today, and the second win of the series. The Tigers in the back half of this doubleheader today are going to look to at least take one win here at their first win over the Bison this season.
Yeah, not a lot in the middle innings, just bookended with 2 runs in the first, 3 in the 5th, and that's what Harding needed for the win. Credit Sarah Phillips, first complete game of the season. She's now 1-0 on the season, gets her first win, so kudos to her. And also we talked about Kylie in left field giving Harding all it needed in the outfield today. And so Ouachita will try to salvage game 3 of the series and probably start around 1 o'clock. And that'll be on a different stream, Isaac, so you can tell this crew goodbye, and we'll be back with them at 1 o'clock for game 3, right?
And you heard him. We will be right back in just a little bit for game 3. Start time scheduled for,
I would guess around 1 o'clock. It'll be a separate stream, so on the OSDN YouTube channel, look for game 3 of the 3-game GAC series, where Isaac and I will be back for the series finale.
And yet, like he said, start time scheduled for around 1, and we will be back with a different stream, so make sure to tune in for that. And with that, this has been Isaac Bourne, joined by Chris Babb. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes here at P.T. Langston Field, but this has been the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
I'm Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic.
Hey, this is Alex Pruitt with Sports Illustrated Magazine.
This is Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Kranick of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart of ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.